evening, parents, friends, students. Welcome to the introduction of City University new DMT program, the Bachelor of Digital Media and Technology. A short question: does any one of you aim or hope that one day you can work in the media profession, or maybe one day become a successful YouTuber? If you have such an ambition, this degree is the perfect choice for you. Let me walk you through the simple introduction to the program. Bachelor of Digital Media and Technology, DMT. Then we will go through the curriculum and we will take you through the facilities plan that we are now drawing. First, the introduction. What is DMT? The Department of Digital Media and Technology reflects the trend of new media, digital marketing, and the emergence of technology. The fusion of digital media and information technology unleashed innovations. This program provides a comprehensive experience in teaching, creative production, research, and by giving back to the society at large. The DMT major introduces students thinking about and applying digital media and technology through iterative refinement as they develop and reflect on what they produce and consume. In short, as most of you will know, that the media industry have moved on to the internet. Social media will soon be the main source of information for people. So now, as such, we developed this new bachelor program for students who are aiming to work in the future social media, digital media industry. Now, let me go through the highlights of the program. We have 6 main highlights. Number 1, creative process. Cultivate design confidence and focus on design thinking and strategic problem-solving process. Think about it. Now, anyone with a cell phone or handphone can make a video. To be able to think in a media mindset. Not only you are good in the media profession, in the digital media, but most important, you are able to look at the social topic in the broad base, in the bird eye view, and think how the media profession can shape the social development. That is something that is different if you are a graduate of any other discipline, holding a camera, holding your cell phone, making a video. So that is the fundamental and the most important highlight of this program. Next, we have the foundation training. Being in the DMT, media discipline, you need to have the fundamental media and technology skill. How to match your color, how to take the frame. Those are the foundational training that the program will provide. Next, media profession. Training of the traditional media as well as going beyond to the new media evolution. We need to train students to be successful in the future new media industry. How do we make use of the current media profession and apply them to the new media platform? Digital technology. As most of you will realize that IT or technology is greatly infused with media in the current society. So we aim to teach students the ability to infuse AI, big data analysis, drone flying, digital marketing to media innovation. How do we combine the developing the creativity, the social media marketing, and the technology from big data and AI and merge them together for students to apply them in the social media industry. And next, multidiscipline. Media is an application. How do we let students have the ability to apply them to various disciplines? If you are trying or you aim to cover topics in the legal profession, you need to have certain knowledge in law. Those are multidisciplinary. If you wish to cover topics in the social media, ranging from environment, you need to understand what is sustainability. You need to know what is environmental protection. You need to know what is UN 17 SDGs. Those are the multidisciplines that we hope the student can learn across various departments within the university. And lastly, the highlight of the program, the DMT program, practical learning. I believe that most students would lose concentration if you are forced to look at the whiteboard and listen to lectures for half an hour or 1 hour or more. As such, a lot of our curriculum, we design the classes, the courses to be practical inclined. We let students, we let industry professionals become lecturers in the program, in the courses, to let students have the exposure to industry before they graduate. So these are the 6 program highlights of the DMT program: creative process, foundation training, media professions, digital technology, multidiscipline, and practical learning. Next, as our graduate, where can they go? Where can they work? Do not think that they can only go into the media industry. No. In the future, when every company would have their presence in IG, in Facebook, or their own internet website, the social media is across all disciplines and across all careers, be it sports, health, marketing, education, environment, non-profit. You would have your work covered for you in the area of PR, in the area of advertising, in the area of promotion, in the area of presenting yourself in the social media platform. Those are the careers that you may not see it right now, but believe me, they will be available in the future. Then, yes, I must admit that there are currently a few bachelor degree programs that is trying to train students in the area of the new media and technology. So what is so special about City University DMT program? We aim to engage students through coursework and projects to develop essential communication, collaboration, and teamwork skills. The unique curriculum meets the needs of new and expanding digital media market. The Bachelor of DMT developed 4 core competencies. I give you an example. When we were designing our curriculum, the mindset is not, okay, we have what skill or what courses does our what skill or what courses can our teachers offer to the student? No, that's not the correct mindset. The correct mindset is in the near future, in the future 5 to 6 years, what are the skills that the social media industry would need? From there, we start to develop our curriculum and we design it such that the student, these are the courses that the student needs and not the courses that our teachers can offer. Now, let's come to our 4 core competencies. Now, number 1, the university core courses. Those are the courses that is across the entire university, consisting of 33 credits that all students have to take. Well, they consist of the general studies, the foreign language, the programming skills, and the sports studies. Now, the main core competence is the area of concentration. Those are the ones that I mentioned earlier: foundation, media professional, technology. So we hope that we can offer enough courses for students to reach the required 57 credits. The third competency, the field of application, which I mentioned earlier, are the multidisciplinary courses. And lastly, practical training through our practicum, our capstone, our internship. We hope to let students have the exposure and to walk into the industry before they graduate. Now, let me explain the 4 years of learning. As a freshman in the DMT program, you will first learn the foundation skill, the concept and development, the design fundamental, to let students have an introduction to understand how the media industry works and the foundational skill that a media professional should have. In the sophomore year, we start to give students the media training. How do you make a video? How do you edit a video? How do you write a script of a video? Those are the media training that we offer to our students. And the second semester of the sophomore year, we have a basic consensus with Sư Chi Đại TV that we will send students to Taipei, where we will invite industry professionals from Thai TV and other social media and technology professionals to be lecturers for our class. And students would have the opportunity to have class within Thai TV. And during the sophomore to junior year, the summer semester, students will have hands-on practicum at Thai TV. So the whole freshman year to give students the foundational skill. The sophomore year to give students an exposure to media training and an exposure to the media industry. As such, when they reach the start of the junior year, they would have a basic understanding of the media industry, have a basic understanding of the media profession. Then they can decide which direction they would like to further indulge in DMT. Is it new media? Is it technology? Is it marketing? Or is it AI and big data analysis? So the junior year will be giving students courses in new media, in technology, in marketing, according to their preference. So when at the end of the junior year, they will have enough media profession that they can think, what should I do in my senior year? So their own caption project and their internship. The final internship, a semester worth of internship in the industry, in a company that they would believe that it is their interest, that they can gain the insightful experience in the industry. And when they graduate, they will have enough academic and industrial experience to meet the new media industry. So let's take a look at the curriculum. Now, as mentioned, the 4 core competencies. The university core courses, the professional courses in foundation, digital media, and technology, and the field of application and the practical training. In Taiwan, according to Taiwan government, bachelor degree, a student need to at least obtain 128 credits. Excuse me. So the core courses, according across the all university student, general study, programming, and sports study. However, the foreign language requirement, according to overseas students, if they wish, they can take our specially designed Chinese classes for students if they wish to understand or learn more about the Chinese language. I might not have mentioned earlier, our classes will be predominantly conducted in English. However, the practicum, the internship, or the industrial experience would depend on the company. If the company mode of communication is in English, it will be in English. If it's in Chinese, it will be in Chinese. So we hope that students will prefer that at least you'll be able to understand and able to listen and understand the Chinese language. That will be useful in future. Now, the foundation classes, as mentioned, take a look. The blue classes are compulsory classes. The orange are electives. So as year 1, we will train students in concept and development, color, theory, and illustration. You need to know how do you match your color design to give an overall smoothing picture effect. Topography and composition, how do you frame your video? Photography and imaging, those are professional skills that the media professional should know. And the user experience design in the social media, the app, the video, those are website, those are user experience that you need to design. Then the elective, design entrepreneurship, advanced design studio for students who aims to go further into the foundational practice. Then digital media, take a look at our compulsory courses. Introduction to digital media, to give a broad-based view of the whole digital media industry. Writing and storyboarding, to train students to be able to plan and draft the storyline of a video production. Video production, how to go about the technicality and the practice of producing a video. Studio broadcast is more about news. It's more about news and news production. Motion design, the arts of editing and photography and videography. Those are the basic media professions that all media professions should have. Then the elective, live event production. Yes, how do you go about most students currently is able to go live on Facebook, live on IG using their cell phone. But how do you go live on an event with 3 concurrent cell phones? How do you switch across different cell phones? How do you introduce the PPT or even animation effects during a live event production? Studio and film production, those are the engineering aspects of sound, lightings, and signal. Screenplay writing, how do you go about writing for drama? Introduction to new media production. Now with all the background knowledge that you have, how do I merge them all into producing something, a video production that is suitable for the new age, that is suitable for the social media? You realize that if I move a TV program onto a social media platform, the user preference, the consumer liking is totally different. It will not work. So how do you make use of what you have learned and apply them to new media production? Now, new media and innovation, there are so many YouTubers all over the world. How do you stand out and become one of the different or one of the successful YouTubers? How do you innovate to ensure that you have a different path towards your successful YouTuber? Animation effect. How do we make use of the built-in effects of app or various software that we can able to make our video more lively? So those are the courses that we aim to let students learn and be able to produce videos, media in the new social media age. Then, technology, AI, artificial intelligence, and media analytics. How do we use AI to understand what is my target audience and where is my target audience? How do I reach out to my target audience? Introduction to media information management. In the sea of false news, how do I manage information such that my video would stand out? Design interactive. Have you ever met any program or app or even video that might be interesting but are very difficult to handle. Introduction to marketing. How do I market myself or market my video or market my program in the social media platform? Social media and digital marketing. Yes, how do I combine the traditional marketing and social media marketing? New marketing strategy. How do I improve on the strategy of new media marketing? Advanced media analytics. How do I go deeper into AI, go into big data, and mine the information about user preference and consumer liking? Content marketing. This is a very interesting course. This course wasn't there when the first draft of the curriculum was drafted. When the first draft of the curriculum was drafted, we asked ourselves, if our student were to become a successful YouTuber, are the courses sufficient to let him or her become a successful YouTuber in the new social media age? So we look. We have all the background, we have all the production, we have all the that is content marketing. Now, that is the entire framework of the core competence. Now we go into field of application. As I mentioned earlier, yes, across the various special departments in the university, marketing, the Chinese language, the Japanese language, nursing, psychology, management, education, etc. So students with the media skill, they can, together with their field of application, they can merge together and apply it in the various career. That's why with the field of application, if you choose to go further into education, you can merge social media and education, and in the future work in the education sector in the area of social media. If you combine management and new media, you can go into any company as a management in the area of PR, social PR. Well, of course, we give the student the option. If they choose not to go into multidisciplinary, they would like to go deeper into the area of DMT. Of course, they can choose to continue to select other courses from the program. Now, practical training. As I mentioned, this is a very significant portion of the degree program. The second to third year summer, we will let students go for platinum training. So they would have a brief stint in the industry to understand that outside the classroom, this is how the industry look. So they can know, with the classes I learned, with the practice I have in school, together with what actually occur in the industry, I can have a better understanding of the path that I would choose to take in the future. Then together in the third year with their new media, with their technology training, they can go into their capstone and their senior internship. And hopefully, once they finish their internship, we hope that once they finish their internship, they will graduate and they can continue their career in that company. Now, this is the entire roadmap of the DMT program. As I mentioned, you take a look, year one, those are the foundation classes. Year two, those will be classes in digital media, mostly in green. In year two, fall semester, those are mostly compulsory required courses. In the spring semester, those will be mostly elective. And this is the semester that we hope that we can bring students to Taipei, to Thai TV. In year 3, there will be a range of required and elective where students can decide that they will want to continue in the digital media or in technology, that they can develop their track. And in year 3, in the spring semester, they can continue to do so. If you notice, you will see that in the spring semester of the 3rd year, there is no required compulsory courses. We design it with purpose, so that in the spring semester of the year 3, students will have the option to go for exchange overseas. Then they can go to Canada, they can go to US, Korea, and we are now in the midst of talking with our sisters university. And as such, that semester, there is no required compulsory courses. So students have the flexibility to go overseas for student exchange. We believe that when students go overseas, they broaden their horizon. They understand the various different culture, the different way of life. It will enrich their personal experience and which will enrich their media production. And in the year 4, in the 4th year, that will be the capstone and the senior internship. Now, this curriculum is designed by currently three faculties of our DMT program. We are in the midst of further recruitment. Our faculty is able to conduct classes in both English and Chinese. The lady on the left, Professor Chen Mei-fen, is currently a professor in US. She spearheads the development of the entire DMT program. She will be rejoining us in April and will welcome the first batch of DMT students. She has over 20 years of academic and industry experience. Now, the center faculty, Assistant Professor Jerry, has a very strong focus on marketing in the traditional field and the digital field, who is currently the assistant professor in the Department of Communication Study. And on the right, that's myself. As director of the Media Center, I am the bridge between the DMT program and our Thai TV and our further industrial partner in new media and technology. These three of us are the full-time academics in the DMT program. We have other academics from other departments. For instance, the AI, the big data analysis classes will be taught by professors from our medical informatics department. Then we have other lecturers that we will aim to reach out to industrial profession where they can give us academic and industrial knowledge within the classes. Now, we take a look at the facilities planning. Our university have reached a consensus that the second campus, the Tier campus of the university, there will be an area for DMT. Well, the Tier campus is slightly bigger, and we hope to let students have a more cozy and a more cohesive environment to think and be creative about their video production. So first, we have most important the iMac lab, the editing skill, the various animation effects, and the various professional skills are mostly computer-based right now. So we try to abolish the row-by-row class arrangement. We aim to let our iMac lab to be circular, to be more cohesive for discussion, and to let students and lecturers have a more face-to-face interactive way of learning. Then, the photography studio and broadcast studio. We are in the midst of discussion with the Thai TV, where they will donate a set of media production equipment to the new DMT program. Then we aim to form our own studio where students can use the equipment to produce their own videos, produce their own new media production. Then the multi-purpose room, we have the meeting room, we have the tools for creative and design thinking, and we have an area that is cohesive for discussion, for students to brainstorm, for students to think out of the box, the multi-purpose room that they can let creativity flow. And lastly, the DMT open space. We hope that students can continue to stay in campus after class. So we have the open space with tables, with sofas, and games, and interactive computers where students can actually interact with friends within or outside the department. We have a cohesive student launch that will be useful to form lifelong friendship. And of course, the equipment storage room that we are now designing, that we are in the midst of planning the budget and purchasing all the required equipment. And lastly, the LED wall. This is an innovative idea of Professor Chen Mei-Fen. We are aiming that we can have a huge LED wall at the concourse where students be able to train how to present themselves, how to present their video production in front of an audience. So this is something that the university can showcase student production and introduce student products or showcase student production. Yes. Now, with that, we came to the end of the whole introduction of the DMT program. You can continue to learn more information from our IG or from our YouTube channel or the website. Now, on the lower right-hand side is the QR code for student enrollment and registration. We hope to see you soon this coming August. Now, let me take a few minutes to further introduce about this Chinese program. Now, the DMT program classes will be predominantly conducted in English. Now, if students wish to improve on their command of the English language, we have a foreign language department, foreign language center that offer classes for students to improve their English proficiency. Then, similarly, if students do not have a command of the Chinese language, it is optional, but we encourage students to spend time and credits that will count into the general study or the multidiscipline to take up Chinese courses so that they can understand better and immerse themselves in the Taiwan environment. So when students first arrive within the university, we will give them a Chinese proficiency exam to understand their level. Then they will be, if they wish to, we will send them into different beginners, elementary or intermediate classes for them to improve on their Chinese proficiency. So we have the 6 credit beginner Chinese, the 6 credit elementary Chinese, the 2 credit intermediate Chinese, and the 2 credits advanced Chinese. Over the duration of the classes, students will be able to obtain a TOEFL B1 level, which will be sufficient for them to communicate in daily life. Well, if students wish to go into further specialization, we have other classes. For instance, the 1 credit Chinese for business, the 1 credit Chinese for hospitality, and the 1 credit Chinese and humanistic culture. Yeah. So with that, that is the basic introduction of the Chinese classes. Those are optional, but we hope that students will have the chance to learn more about the Chinese language during their stay in Taiwan. So the introduction of the DMT program, together with the Chinese language program, we hope that we can have a holistic development for students when they come and join us in the new DMT program. Now, as such, let me take some time. We have arranged for a student to come and share with us her experience as a international student in the TCU community. Now, Yenda is from South Africa. When she first arrived in Taiwan, she has limited knowledge of the Chinese language, but she is now fluent in the Chinese language, able to communicate with friends in Taiwan, and have a very interesting and enjoyable life in Taiwan. Now, let me introduce her.
Hi everyone. I'm Ayanda. Let me just get my screen ready here. Okay. As Mr. Alex, Professor Alex has just mentioned, I am Ayanda from South Africa. I'm a student here for quite a long time. Yes, and throughout my experience this side, well, it's been all exciting. Other than the challenges part, I'm really enjoying it here. I'm here for about 7.5 years, and the 7.5 years, all of it, I've spent it in Tsinghua University, from Tsinghua Language Center to Tsinghua University, and where I attend my BSc, and then now I'm a master's student, and I'm very close to finishing my MSc as well. Well, I'm from South Africa. Did I mention that part? I'm African, and now I am a bit fluent in Chinese. Yeah, but my Chinese has been just about this level ever since I left Chinese Center. It is mostly professional knowledge that I've accumulated over the past 5 years, which is the college and master's part. Well, I'm here today mostly to answer questions that you guys may have and share a little bit about my experiences here. So please, if you have any questions, just quickly throw them into the comment section, and the guys there will read your questions to me, and I can try to answer those. And if it's with regards to the institution, then Professor Alex will answer those. Okay, so okay, so basically, with the Chinese Language Center, initially I came because I did prepare before I come. So I came able to say hi in Chinese, ni hao, and like minor things like xie xie, which is thank you. I know most South Africans know xie xie. And yeah, and then when I started my classes here, I then amazingly in 2 weeks was able to request and buy things outside. And this is all thanks to Zhu Laoshi, which is Miss Zhu is her name. That was my very first Chinese teacher, who, like, she would literally teach us in such a way that we are able to survive outside. I think this was kind of like fueled by this other incident that we encountered, where my then roommate, who is also from South Africa, we went outside looking for sugar. She's a fan of tea, and you guys know that most of us, we take tea with sugar. So we went out looking for sugar, and I guess there is a little bit of culture difference involved here. So when we went into the supermarket, we couldn't find the sugar because we just went to where we think sugar would be placed in the supermarket. But when we get there, the sugar wasn't there. So we share this with our teacher. the following day, and then she just takes us there. She's like, no, there is sugar. There's all sorts of sugar, just in smaller packages. And she explains to us, and then we're like, oh, okay. But out of worry, because it was still like maybe in the first 3 days of our arrival. So she then decides that she's just gonna take us to the supermarket and check with us. And then when we get there, she also wasn't clear, because she doesn't use sugar for tea purposes. So it seems like she wouldn't, like normally she wouldn't really go and get the sugar and things like those. So we check together with her, and then we decide, then let's just go and get some help from the people at the supermarket. And then she then asks for help, and then they let us know where the sugar is. And I wouldn't have thought the sugar would be there. And again, I was like, okay, it seems like there's a lot to, like we just basically had to reset our way of thinking and try to like readapt, basically to adapt in this place, because we later get to know that putting sugar in tea in Taiwan is not a thing. So, you know, there'd be things like green tea and things like those, and we'd be like, okay, green tea, you take it without sugar and stuff. But yeah, every other tea is mostly taken without sugar. Yeah, so that was quite an experience. And then later on, okay, another thing was, like, with my classmates, we had a big age group. We were only 5, but we had quite a big age group. So as our teacher would teach us Chinese in order to survive outside through our experiences, like individual experiences, we were able to learn things that would happen in our own lives too, as teenagers, because we had 2 19-year-olds and 1 18-year-old at that time. We'd share our own experiences, and the teacher would help us conquer those. And then there was also one who was in his late 30s and another one who was in his 70s as well. So we just kind of grabbed all life aspects Chinese, and in 7 months of Chinese, because at that time we just took solely Chinese classes only, we were already able to take a Chinese proficiency test, where I remember all of us, we did pass the A band, level 1 and 2, which is quite a big thing, because like most people would need to kind of like take a yearish time, unless they would be really putting a lot of energy to it and really start studying really hard to prepare for the Chinese exam. But it's not very easy, but we did try, and we all passed. So after my Chinese center experience, I then enrolled into university, and I graduated 2 years ago. University, I took laboratory medicine and biotech, which was where I was molded in ways that they are just amazing. They would assist us all the way. So What is Sunli? I forgot how to say Sunli. Sunli 怎么说? Yeah, smoothly. So we all graduated smoothly. Yeah, I have these things where I need to switch between two languages. Yeah, so please excuse me. Yeah, so I graduated smoothly. Yeah, and I know I owe it all to their assistants, because they would push you and give you all possible material to just get you to the same level of the best students in local students. Yeah, and the most, okay, other than the classes provided by the school, I would say the internship, and it's also arranged by the school, so we like literally don't have to be worried about whether or not you would get an internship institution and things like those. The school just helps to arrange everything for us, and you are ready for that full semester's experience at the according institution. And for my department, it's laboratory medicine. Okay, that's one part. And the other part would be in like industrialized laboratories. Yeah. Yeah, so during the internships, it was mostly interesting and quite educational, especially because, like, as I mentioned, there had always been that degree of not fully understanding the language, even though if you heard me speak, you would think, oh, wow. Yeah, but like even before internship, most things were still scattered the information was still scattered in my head. And when I went into internship, it all just came together, and life made better sense at that time. Yeah. And I wouldn't lie, it was also quite tiring as well, because basically you take the same hours as the working seniors, and what the senior does, you do. Whatever work that is there, you assist, you learn at the same time, and as well as like having to carry out presentations with your peers, weekly presentations, which wasn't that easy. Yeah, but it was all awesome. Okay, I'll just have to jump a few things and just share another portion of the experience, which would be the cultural part of Taiwan. Well, with cultural experiences, personally, having had taken laboratory medicine, you guys can just hear from the word, it's all lab work, so there's very little exposure with the people outside. We just literally just get to see more and more and better sophisticated machine the whole time. So it was important for me to let myself also take the voluntary activities that the school plans for students, to kind of let myself to be exposed to the society here. And the activities would include things like visiting the elderly, not like old age homes, but that'd be activities maybe to let them do some DIY, some handcrafts and things like those. Then we students would go there and assist them. It's wonderful to be able to interact with the elderly when you are away from home. You guys know that like over the years, it's like your grandma is just on the screen the whole time. So when I went there, it would be also a very emotional experience. Yeah. Also, like going to the schools for, it could be English tutor, or other guys would go and also take the students for homework and things like those in Chinese, and other courses depending on this those little kids' needs. And they would also, there's a lot basically, yeah. And these activities would like allow people like myself, because other departments, they all get to get out there in the society in one way or another, that is included in their syllabus. Yeah, so for me, it was a way of getting in touch with the world, and which was educational, and it helped groom me as a person. And yeah, and I'm glad this happened this side in Taiwan, because I think since I came here during my last year of my teenage years, so I kind of like transitioned into my adulthood this side, and Taiwan is safe and peaceful. So basically, you would be kind of molded into that kind of person by your environment. So I'm really glad that I was in this part of the world. And yeah, have no more time. Yeah, so I'd have to. Do you have any questions for Lao Si? No? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Hi. So Yenda has been in Taiwan for many years, and as she mentioned, it is actually quite a bit tough to actually to learn the bachelor program in the Chinese language. That is the reason why, after many considerations, we decided to form this new DMP program where classes will be taught in English. Yes, and I understand that the degree, a bachelor degree, can be demanding. That's why it's always important to have friends, to go for volunteering works, to actually help to mold your environment. Yes. Okay. Then I'm wondering, okay, let me take a look at the other question. I'm wondering where the department's professors acquired a qualification. Now, the Professor Chen Mei-Fen get her PhD from America, if I'm not wrong. Yes, I got my PhD degree from Singapore, National University of Singapore. I got my master from MIT in Boston. Then Professor Jerry, if I remember correctly, got his PhD in Philippines. Yeah, so Professor Chen Mei-Fen has 20 years of experience in the US academic and industry. I'm from Singapore. Professor Jerry is from Philippines. That's why we are able to conduct classes in both English and Chinese. Yes. Then, is there any other questions that I can answer? How much does the tuition cost? The tuition cost, you need to take a look at the website. If I remember correctly, it's about 50,000 Taiwanese dollar per semester, over 50 plus. Yes. Then we make no differentiation between Taiwanese student and international student. And the DMT program in conducted in English under the International College, as some of you might know, the International College from other universities normally has higher tuition fee. But after consideration, we realized that we would maintain the same tuition fee across the entire university. So it will be still the same as about 50 over 1,000 per semester, Taiwanese dollar. Okay. And any other question? Any scholarship to apply? Yes, the scholarship will be when you fill in the online registration form. you can fill in the scholarship application as well. The scholarship is the OIA, the Office of International Affairs, is in charge of scholarship for overseas students. They would collect all the scholarship and then have a meeting and decide to offer the scholarship for all international students within the university. Okay. What is the minimum entry requirement to enroll in these courses? Well, if you go to our website, our application requirement is your attendance and education qualification, your transcript, your biography in English, your study plan in English, and your reference letter. Now, we do need a proof of English proficiency. Yes, but as I mentioned, it is a proof. How proficient are you in the command of the English language? We will decide based on the overall document that you submit. As I mentioned earlier, if your English proficiency can be improved, we have classes that will allow you to improve your English. Okay. Then, will I get any professional certificate and training after the bachelor degree? Well, it depends on what kind of professional certificate you're aiming for. If for certain skill, maybe software skill, or maybe and such, yes, there are courses, there are exams that you can get any certification. Our university have a bursary on sponsorship that once the student obtain the certificate, the university will reimburse you the fee of the examination fee for the certificate. But if you're looking for, say, media skill, videography, photography, editing skill, there are no actually certification in this area. It's more about experience and the works that you actually produce along the way that is more important compared to the certification. Well, does the DMT provide students with laptop? Oh, sorry, currently no, because we realize that laptop is a very personal thing. Well, you need to have your own basis of your own custom design of the laptop, which kind of model, whether it can be Apple or it is Windows. That's why we do not provide a laptop for students. But we have our computers lab, the iMac lab, that is for students to use. Can I do part-time job inside the campus of Hualien? Yes, that is according to Taiwan government regulation. Students can only work part-time in Hualien. Inside the campus or in Hualien, the total maximum, you cannot exceed 20 hours per week. That is by government regulation. And the Taiwan government take a very strong approach towards this. They do not hope that students will enter Taiwan to study and work at the same time. With good intention, as a student, your main and ultimate concern should be about the degree. Now, part-time, I said part-time. That's why they cap it at 20 hours per week. Which English proficiency? Well, either or are allowed. So as long as you have your proof of English proficiency, that will do. Okay. Then someone was asking about the job outlook in Taiwan, right? Yeah. Well, if your TOEIC score is only 460 points, it's not an issue. Do send your application form. We will examine your application in a holistic manner. Yeah, as I mentioned, we are looking for the proficiency. We are not asking you that you're able to write an essay in Shakespeare's English. Okay. Now, then back to the question: what is the job market now in Taiwan? I would rather say that it is very hard to gauge right now because of COVID-19. So the market outlook now is unstable. But 4 to 5 years later, when you graduate, it is hard to predict right now. I do not have my magic ball right now. Yes, or my crystal ball. But the thing is, we understand that in the long-term trend, the career in the new media across all disciplines will only be in high demand. Yeah. So that is the trends that we can see. Discussion and see is there any courses in your diploma that we can actually allow it to count into the degree program. But because those are very specific, we need to look at your transcript and determine whichever course that might be related to the DMT program, then we will actually count them into the 128 credits. Okay? Do I have any more questions? Then please give me a few minutes. Let me show you the international dormitory of our university. Yeah. Do I just press play? Yeah, please.
Click the icon. Okay. YouTube, share screen. Go there, share screen.
Share screen.
Share screen.
Stop.
My thing.
This one. Yeah.
How?
Full screen. Okay. 好，那你就让它播吧。Okay, so that's the short video clip of our new international dormitory, as well as the whole campus. Yeah, the Jiren campus. Well, is there any other question online?
No.
No? Okay, if there's no more question, then if there is any further question, you feel free to email us or drop a comment on IG, and we hope to see you in Hualien in TCU in August. Okay, bye-bye.